Hi everyone, welcome into this week's My Weekly CBS Fix. In this week's Parsha, Parshas Vayetze, our forefather Yaakov decides that's it. He's had enough of his father-in-law Lavan, who's constantly been deceitful with him, constantly tricking him, always trying to change his wages. And he tells his wives, that's it, I'm going back to my father's home. And he goes back in the direction of his father's house when his father-in-law Lavan gets word that his son-in-law and his daughters have left, and he pursues after them, and after 7 days he finally catches up with them, and he said to him, why have you left in the middle of the night? You tricked me in leaving, and I understand you wanted to go back to your father's house, but why have you stolen my gods? And his daughter Rachel had actually taken them away from him for a number of reasons. She wanted to get her father to stop idol worship, and she also didn't want him to use them to be able to divine where they were headed. So she took them. And Yaakov responded, and he said, with whomever you find the gods, that person shall not live. And while this is a simple message, a back and forth message in its simple meaning, you stole the gods, somebody stole my gods, and Yaakov responded, whoever stole the gods will not live. And unfortunately, Rachel passed away because of that decree of the righteous sage Yaakov. But nevertheless, this also has a slightly deeper meaning, and Lavan is the representation of all the nations of the world who are admonishing the Jewish people. True, you want to go back to your father's home and you want to try to be Jewish, but why are you taking my gods? Meaning, if you want to be Jewish, what does it matter if you live in Israel or if you live in America, if you live in South Africa, if you have the gods of the nations of the world? What are the gods of the nations of the world? Now, today you might say that there aren't too many idol worshippers out there, which is not true. There's about 80,000 different cults and religions out there. But even in America today, what are the gods of America today? The gods of America is serving yourself. The gods of America is serving money. The gods of America is selling out and whatever it is you hold true. Whether it's immoral things or whatever it may be, you're serving yourself. You want to do what you think is the right thing to do. And so therefore, that's a message from Lavan, the father of the nations of the world, the grandfather, who says, you can be Jewish, but why do you have to steal my gods? And Yaakov's response unequivocally is, no. Whoever shall steal, whoever had stolen them, shall not live. That means somebody who does steal the gods of the nations of the world, those people will not have a portion neither in this world or in the world to come. And if we look around our Jewish brothers and sisters who aren't too Jewish, their Shabbos looks like a Sunday, their synagogues look like other nations and other religions' temples, and there's no real mention of Hashem in their daily life, and they have their scheduled Judaism, but throughout the rest of the year, there unfortunately is not necessarily a difference, and unfortunately our brothers and sisters are going lost, and we have to do whatever we can to take away the gods of the nations of the world from them and allow them to realize that they are the sons of Yaakov and Rachel. They're the sons of Avram and Sarah, the sons of Yitzchak and Rivka. And as long as they have the nations, the gods of the nations of the world, Jacob, our grandfather, tells us that they will not live. And therefore, we have to make sure to stay strong and make sure that we live completely and solely with Hashem and His Torah. And if we do that, it will certainly be a blessing for us, for our children, and for our grandchildren. And our grandchildren. Have a great Shabbos. Thank you for listening. Have a good Shabbos.